Hello all, welcome to Financial Fluency. It's been a long time since I made video on accounting software and guide you regarding different topics and usage of it. Today I came up with a new topic which is Xero multi-currency reconciliation. So, as we know, many businesses trade globally, either they sell or they purchases from different countries. So many times it's possible for them to have different currency bank accounts like SGD, USD, INR, different foreign currency. One will be their basic currency and all other currency will be foreign currency. Basic currency is a currency of a country in which the company is located. So Xero gives us this feature that we can do bank reconciliation for invoices in different currency or with different currency bank account. It's time to know how. So first thing first, you need Xero Premium. If you don't see any option to add foreign bank account in your Xero, so that's a sign to upgrade. You will need to upgrade to Xero Premium. Xero is smart and it uses xe.com to pull live exchange rate every hour. It's not every time possible that the market rate Xero sees and the bank rate your bank actually gives you. For example, transaction made in bank is different and the invoice amount is different. So there won't be a best match every time. There will be some difference, a negligible difference within $10 or depends on the amount, okay? So that affects the foreign currency gain or foreign currency loss. With Xero, we have the option to match it. Note that this demo company is Singapore-based company and the basic currency for this demo company is SGD. Okay, now this company has several bank accounts, but one bank account is in foreign currency, which is OCBC USD. So you see OCBC USD bank account here, which is a foreign bank account, and the currency for this bank account is in USD, while the basic currency is SGD, as I mentioned earlier. Now, there are chances that payments are made from USD bank account, but the invoice is an SGD bank account. So this leads to a case of multi-currency bank reconciliation, right? So there are two cases. First one that I'm going to show you is matching bank currency and basic currency. And another case would be matching bank currency with another bank currency, which is not a base currency. Okay. So in first case, I'll show you this with one transaction. So for example, this is 5 April 2022 transaction. Now, for this transaction, the owner suggested that this expense is regarding Apple subscription and was paid on the same date. So sometimes you will be getting this detail, sometimes you may not get this detail, sometimes you may just know the supplier name. Okay. So we check how to match this with SGD currency. Okay. So now we go and match feature here. And first you need to remove this show USD items only because it will only show all the USD bills but not different currency. So if you remove this, it will show two kinds of currency. First is company based currency and another one, the bank currency itself. Now, we want to search a transaction for this date, right? So first we go on this date, okay? So here we see that for April month, we have a bill, okay? April bill in SGD. But how do we know if there are two bills, okay, which we can match this with? For example, this one, 26 March. Maybe the bill was of 26 March and the payment was around 5 April, okay? So if you want to also check that if this currency is matching, if this is the right translation of the currency, so we just pick it, okay? But now what? Now you see that there's this red thing that the transaction amount and the invoice amount is not matching. So the currency conversion rate is not matching, and that's why it's showing that. So whenever it is red, you cannot reconcile, though it gives you option to reconcile, but you cannot reconcile. So only thing you have to do is check the correct invoice, okay? So this is the Apple bill that we had to match this with. So we got this Apple bill, and this is the transaction we have to match that with. Now you see this is now black, which means the conversion are proper, which means it is rightly converting this USD in SGD amount, and the amount will be 74.29, and this is matching. Okay, so there will be not much of foreign currency gain, foreign currency loss. Now you are properly doing multi-currency reconciliation. So whenever it is black, you can proceed and reconcile this. So now this was the first case. Now let's go on second case. Okay. So the second case, let's check with this transaction, which is 14th April transaction. Okay, which is 43 USD. For this bill, client has suggested that the payment is done in USD, but the bill is EUR. Okay, so now we have to match this 43 USD with EUR. But if you go and check here, you will only find SGD and USD transaction. You won't find any other currency invoices over here. So now how are you going to match it? Right. What you will do here is like you will go to awaiting bills in Xero, and you will see different kinds of bills over here. So my supplier was Uber, so I searched supplier name and I got all the bills. So now we have EUR transactions all over here. My invoice which I want to reconcile with that transaction. Okay. So it's not coming over here. How do we reconcile it then? Let's just check the date once again, and now we open it. Okay. In this case, what will we do is like we have opened the invoice over here, and the amount is in EUR. You can see here EUR 36.5, and you can also check once like if EUR 36.51 is matching with the transaction 43. So you can go and check. So EUR 6.51 to USD. Okay, so it shows a match. It shows like 36.51 is 42.96. So which is very, very close. Okay, so now we know that this transaction has to be matched. Now what we need for this is like a clearing account. Okay, whenever we have a different currency which is not a base currency and the payment is different, done from a different currency bank account, so what we do is 36.51 here we need to first pay it from a clearing account. Okay, now what is clearing account? Clearing account, so bank clearing account is an account made for doing multi-currency reconciliation. So how are we gonna pay this one? So we go 2022, which was the date of payment, and then paid from. So you see the clearing account is reflecting over here, so we choose that, and then we record the payment. Got it? And now transfer, and transfer to select the clearing EUR account, and the amount was just right now that we have paid. So it was, I think, 36.51. So just add 36.51. Now it is showing black. Only when it's showing black, it will be properly and correctly reconciled. So now you can reconcile this one. So now the transaction is also reconciled and the payment is also paid. Awaiting payment invoice is also paid. So if you go and see here in bank account and you open the clearing account, clearing EUR account, you can see both both of the transactions over here, right? One is the bank transfer and another one being this payment, right? Now what you will do is like you select both and you mark them as reconciled. You can mark it if you are very informed that this is correct, then you can just mark it as reconciled and this is done. The balance still is zero, it won't affect, and the bill is, the invoice is paid and the bank transaction is also reconciled. Both of the things are done.